Hi family, how long are you watching videos before you have been to this video? How long you are working on this system or this one by one desktop or laptop or iPad or whichever the places you are locked in or logged in. But did you know there are a lot of consequences that can happen if you are not taking care of your posture, your fitness, your your understanding about the way you are. You might not even understand, and that's the same reason why I thought about bringing Ronak here. So, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together because I'm bringing in the Ronak Vora. And Ronak, welcome to the show, buddy.
Hello everyone. I hope you all are doing absolutely fantastic and in at the better shape of your health, and you all are safe and home.
So,
Thank
just
you
to
for
give you a
having me,
kind of
Amit. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Just to give you a kind of, I actually tried to introduce Ronak like the WWE wrestler sort of a thing. How
No,
he said,
no.
"Hey, Ronak, come in." Okay, it's true because he has been one of the youngest persons I have seen who has done such an amazing transformations and helping people to transform not only spiritually but also on the fitness and the regime. If you look, I mean, he has not kept any of the irons unturned. I'll not say stone, but he has taken almost all the dumbbells to his task. And having all these things, he has been doing, helping people on the posture corrections and fitness. And there are a lot of things which even for me to understand that level, I needed some time. So Ronak, when definitely you are welcome to the show as a guest of honor for today's part of it. So if I need to ask you, Ronak, people when they look at bodybuilders, they look at all this, oil drip people who have this fleshy thing and all big, other structure. But do you think that's the fitness that is, a lot of people misunderstand between the fitness and bodybuilding?
Correct. So first of all, thank you for having me, Amit. It's a great pleasure to have being your guest, and I am being able to spread the fitness to people, the correct actual fitness, because in India, especially, what happens is जो दिखता है वो बिकता है. Correct.
Yeah.
So people are tend to lose the sight of what the actual fitness is, the core, the depth of it. And as you mentioned correctly, that when they look at these bodybuilders, they think that that's what I want to do. I want to appear like that. But that's not really fitness, because you need to understand that bodybuilding is a sport first of all, and that is their job, right? They are getting paid for that. They have these medals and Olympia and everything. So a normal individual like you and me, right? Not me, but mostly people who are into a very normal routine, a day-to-day life, 9 to 5 job. Okay, so
Right.
उनके लिए, for them, it's not really essential to look like them. So fitness has 5 parameters. Okay, people don't really know about this, but it has 5 parameters. The first one is your cardiovascular endurance, which is your heart. Heart is also a muscle, so it needs to have enough endurance. So people bolte stamina. Okay, the first is cardiovascular endurance. Second is your strength, muscular strength. So if I tell you to lift something up from the floor or anything in general, and if you lack the strength, you don't have strength usually, right? People have this back pain, neck pain, shoulder pain, correct? Because they lack strength. Second parameter is having muscular strength. Third is having muscular endurance. So if you are lifting weights and if you can do it for a good amount of time, that means you have good amount of muscular endurance,
Right.
right? The fourth one is flexibility. People can't really touch their toes without bending their knees. It's very difficult for them. First is obviously the stomach that they are carrying around, the belly fat, and second is because tightness of the muscles, stiffness,
Right.
right? And the fifth one is body composition. So the amount of fat in ratio to muscle. So we all know that fat is not good for our bodies with a lot of reasons. It comes with a lot of consequences, of course. So fat is need to be out of the body, and you need to have good amount of muscle. That is having a good ideal body composition. These are the 5 factors or 5 parameters of fitness that everybody needs to work upon.
Right.
Yeah.
So, Ronak also talked to me on those things because right now a lot of people who are not going to their regular jobs, or they don't have the sitting time always, or they are working from their own positions. What is your take on that? I mean, what did you observe? What is exactly happening right now?
Okay. So it comes to my observation that people who are like driven, okay, let's talk about people who are driven. They can easily manage their day. People like you, me and others in the community, they can easily manage their day. But people who are not so driven and they don't know how the mind operates, how their mind works, right?
Yeah.
It can be very tricky to them, because then they get into the binge watching of watching all these TV series, and they keep on binging, and they're affecting their health in terms of their sleep patterns, their eating habits, their weight gain, their emotions, their feelings, their moods, and everything. A lot of things goes into a toss
Right.
with having a not so structured regime or a routine, right? So for them, my take would be that if you are someone who wants to get into a better shape, if you want to have a good sleeping pattern, if you want to just feel good, in fact, right? Fitness is about feeling good, right? It's superficial is about the external look that you carry. That is obviously the byproduct, but you need to feel good about that. So what you can do is just get in some kind of movements done. Walk around the home as much as you can. If you have an access to terrace, walk on a walk there. And if you know how to perform the exercises, right, body weight, you can do squats, knee push-ups, lunges, and all such sort of things. But the problem lies here is people tend to do things on their own, correct, by watching few videos from here and there, and then they injure themselves. So for them, my only concern would be that even if you do anything, please make sure you do it in a proper guidance and you watch 10 times before you do it. So just don't
Right.
injure yourself.
So I have got one more question, Ronak, is, a lot
Yeah.
of people, including some of the celebrities I have seen, they are doing their gym at home
Mm-hmm.
and they are sharing live videos, and other people who are like personal trainers or whoever into this, the bodybuilding, lots of bodybuilding, the fitness attributes, okay? They do a lot of this online thing,
Mm-hmm.
okay? But I have a kind of a very genuine question about it is like,
Mm-hmm.
how do you think online and offline? Because I remember when I was doing this fitness thing, if I
Mm-hmm.
have somebody, if I'm getting wrong with the posture or the positioning of an exercise, I've
Correct.
got someone to correct me at that point of time. But how do you do it online? I mean, this is a kind of a question which many people might, look to ask that, should I trust something which is like purely online? How you can guide me? How can you check me?
Correct.
Right?
Okay.
So do you have
So
any answer on that? Yeah.
yes. So with that, you need to consider that online is like it's happening nowadays because of the lockdown, right? And people are getting into this fitness routine and they want to look good and fit because they are at home in lockdown. They want some kind of thing as a something to explore. So they will obviously go for online training. So the difference between online and offline is this, that when you're doing online, right, we are away from each other. So I cannot really bypass this line of being physically there and helping you correct in a, but helping you actually correct the things.
Yeah, correcting and supporting is the main thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the thing is that with online, there are cues that we give, right? Verbal cues, and then the physical cues, visual cues, right? So what I usually practice is to my mentees, that like I give them a routine of, let's say, a squat. Okay, how should a squat look like? So first I give verbal cues, and with the verbal cues I show them exactly how it needs to be, like with your knees going out, your toes going outward 30-degree, and your hip going back, and you leaning forward. So the
Yeah.
verbal cues is the one thing. Second is the visual representation, right? So I give them that if these are your knees, it needs to go out like this, right? So it needs to be very much understanding होना चाहिए यहाँ पे, that the other person should need to be able to cope up with that. If he's
Right.
not
Self-correction
attentive,
has to be there.
yeah,
Right.
he needs to be accountable. That okay, I need to do this. Whatever my coach is telling, I need to apply this.
Right.
Yeah.
So since there are it's a place where no one can go out and do the running and jogging and open hand kind of things. And I've seen in some of your social media you've been helping people on positioning correctness and all these things. I see in my family also, in probably the people whom I know, they usually take bed as their working station and everything as well, right? So when you have bed as a working station, there are changes of posture. People sit on lounges and bean bags, and usually this is the next level, right? So, I mean, how do you check a position and a posture at that point of time?
Okay. So for that, first of all, you need to know the spine. Okay, your spine. So how it is. So there's cervical here, thoracic, lumbar, sacrum and coccyx. Okay, LTSCS. So yeah, so that's how it should be. So your lumbar, cervical region, the neck is especially prone to injuries, right? Because we carry the weight of the skull as well, right? And there's no major muscles here. There's only trapezius and some deep muscles inside. So this needs to be very much strong enough. Otherwise, what happens when we are using cell phones or even phones, we tend to go forward with our neck,
Correct. Right.
right? That's called forward head posture, right? Forward head posture. So correction for that is very simple. Okay, we can do this right now. Just simple chin tucks. Okay, with this, keeping your hand like this, this
I don't know if I'm
double
doing
chin,
it
what
nice.
people call. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this will strengthen the flexors muscle, the flexor muscle on the front of the neck, neck flexors, the deep muscles. With this, you
Okay.
can strengthen this. So if you're sitting for long hours, if you feel something in your back of the neck, feeling some pain, you can obviously go for some chin tucks.
Okay.
This is
Yeah,
just a
nice. I
very
mean, it works. I mean,
beginner.
guys, if you're watching this,
Yeah,
you can do it right now live. I think Ronak is doing a fantastic job. We should
this
do
will
more
this
of
will
this.
really
It
take
works.
away
Yeah,
all
it
their
works.
pain, and it will help them on the spot,
Yeah.
right? So this is very basic beginner thing. Okay, after that, there are a lot of things that we teach, but this is what you want to start with: 10-20 rounds or repetition of this for at least 2 to 3 sets.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything for people who are lying down and constantly watching with pillows stuffed in, and this is absolutely because when you're at home, you take this on own leverage, and
Hmm.
you just manage with everything that they have. But do you
Correct.
think when people talk about fitness, they always think people are going to gym, treadmill, and
Yeah.
skipping and jumping and all this
Right.
new stuff of the
Right.
fitness.
Right. 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 Right.
What about the ladies at home who are like senior? If they're watching this, is there something that you can help them out with?
Okay. So the thing here is with when it comes to fitness, right? Uh, it's not just I can give one straight answer to that, because there are a lot of things that when I speak, because it's like the more I come to know about things, the more I resist myself of speaking. It can lead to a lot of things. So I just don't want to confuse my audience, because they have a lot of their beliefs about fitness, that if I'm physically active, I'm fit. If I can climb few stairs, I'm fit. That's not generally the case, because as I mentioned, that there are 5 things that you need to look for. Correct. So even if the ladies that are telling that they are being telling that I am doing this ladi pocha and I'm doing burton and everything, I am physically fit. Okay, there's a huge gap between physically fit or physically active.
Right.
So let me say this, that the people who are watching this and who wants to even start the first step, don't complete the process. Okay, it's not like you put everything at once and then you get overwhelmed with the information, right? So it's about knowing first and then implementation directly. So start walking, as I mentioned. Okay, walking according to guidelines of US Health, at least try to get 10,000 steps every day. Okay, divided in time, like morning, evening, night, whenever you get time, try to have a tracker in your cell phone or your smartwatch, anything, or just randomly keep walking. It's a therapy as well. So start walking. Second thing here would be, don't just keep walking. Now you need to progress. Correct. Because your body works in a way that you get adapted to a certain kind of stress. So even while I'm walking, my body is in a stress, right? Even if I'm talking now, I'm thinking, I'm talking, so my body is in a stress. So you need to adapt. You need to bypass the stress. So by walking, you need to gradually go into brisk walking, then gradually moving into jogging, then running. Correct. And then some kind of exercises that body weight you can easily do. The famous ones that are squats, knee push-ups for beginners, lunges. Then you have hip thrusts, a lot of things. But always look for the complex or multi-joint movements. So in a squat, it's a multi-joint movement. So you are using your hips, your knees at the same time. So it serves two purposes. You burn more calories, and it is functional in nature. What am I functional? If you look at a squat, it's like Indian sitting, Indian toilet. Correct. So you have this posture of sitting in an Indian toilet. So it's originated from that. Second, if you have seen deadlifting people, like there's a video of my deadlifting on a bed. But for
Yes.
people who are normal, you can if you see deadlift, so even that is also kind of functional. You pick up something from floor, so you are bending your lower body and you're lifting it. So everything you do, it's functional in nature, and it should be functional in nature, because we humans are designed or functioned in a way that we need to move freely, not
Right.
under the machine. A lot of theories that go into that. Yeah, I don't want to complete the process, but it's simple. Walk, progress, exercise, start somewhere without getting injured, and then progress slowly. And in nutrition also, you need to keep balanced meals, eat in proportion, eat in very small sizes for start, for a beginner, because even in nutrition there is a lot of things. You need to be subjective. It is subjective. I can't just go out and give nutrition diet to anyone. People do that, influencers do that, even celebs do that, but that's why I'm a coach and they are not.
Right, absolutely. So Ronak, I think this is a very important thing that you have mentioned, is having the food in connect and having the food in control, having your exercises in control, having your
Correct.
mindset in control is something that is still left out. So you wanted to touch the spiritual part.
Oh,
So please go ahead.
that is the most thing that I want to touch upon, because that thing as alone has helped me transform my life and help my mentees transform their life. Because you see, guys, everything starts on the mind. Okay, whatever
Right,
thoughts, emotions, feelings you start, is everything seed. Whatever seeds you have put in there, seed of belief, negativity, self-esteem, high, low, whatever. So
right,
start training your mind first. The basic activity or exercise you can do here is start listening to people who are above you. Don't get into all those media and politics, but if you really want to change your life, you really need to look up to people who have done that, who have been there. People like Amit, people like Tom Bellew, people like Lewis Howes, people like a lot of things I can go on, right? So start looking up to them, start listening to their podcast, how they speak, how the thing that they want to bring it to the world, because those people have been there. They can help you break through your life. Correct. Second thing here would be that don't involve yourself in toxicity, whether in relationship or with yourself or with your relatives or family. Be in love, because I have a lot of things that are going around is missing, that people are not able to find love, right? And love is a very strong word, right? You need to love yourself first completely, inside and
absolutely
out.
agree with you. Absolutely
Yeah,
agree with you.
people, yeah, anywhere, like love can transform things like this. People will not believe because they have not loved themselves enough, right? We always
Correct.
have some kind of insecurities ourselves. We cannot accept ourselves the way we are. A lot of things, because all beliefs set by the society,
Right,
right?
right.
So you need to know thyself, right? Know
Correct.
thyself. So yeah, I mean, a lot of things can go on with this, but there's simple things you can do, and then start with a mental writing exercise that I teach my mentees, and I do personally as well. Whatever you want to look like, or you want to transform your life, just write it down on a piece of paper. Okay, that I want to be my best version by 2025. I want to reduce my belly fat by 5 kgs, or anything in general. Because when it is written, it's in your eye, right? You can see that, and it has come from your soul if you're writing it. So even
Right.
if you don't follow that, you will feel that I'm cheating myself only. So
Correct.
that thing will hold you accountable.
Yeah. So I think it's a very fantastic piece of an information, Ronak. I mean, you had been like going like bullets of AK-47, and there are a lot of
Yeah,
things. I
you
mean,
can say
probably
that.
audience, if you are listening to this, you need to pause, you want to rewind, probably you want to go one by one, because he has told a lot of things, and he has taught you about this part of your cervical exercises and
Yeah.
all, and
Second thing,
yeah,
just
go ahead.
sorry to interrupt. What else you can do is just shoulder blades, so your shoulders, just retract them back. Okay.
Yeah,
Pull your chest up, pull your chest up, and just squeeze your stomach in, and then practice this. So you have this
okay,
ergonomics. Okay. Corporate ergonomics, for people who are working in corporate, some of them have a healthy behavior pattern, like how they set up their screens, how they sit, how they manage their chair and everything. So
right,
there's this term called ergonomics. So people who don't know, always set up a screen in front of your eye.
right,
Okay, not below, but somewhat above your eye level, or somewhat in between. Okay,
right,
not even this, because even that will stress it. Even this will stress it. So
correct,
in front of you, and also if you have a laptop or a keyboard, try to keep it above your like your hands level should be parallel to ground. In fact, this should
Right.
not be rising up like this. This should be
So
down.
it's a very beautiful piece of an information. Probably just to stop and go back and rewind and look at all these things. Set up your table like as Ronak has suggested. See your postures and all these things. But more of it is if you have to be self accountable. Anything, whatever
Correctly.
he can just talk. He can just guide you. He can just give you the right information. But somewhere it is all about what you learn is not important, but what you do with what you have learned is more important,
Correct.
right? And
Absolutely. So a
so
coach
those
can
two,
only teach you the push-ups, but he can't do it for you.
absolutely. So with that, let me also try to keep it concise, and let me thank Ronak for coming down and sharing some of his beautiful insights. And this is the next level of it. So guys, it is not that you are just locked inside and locked down, but this is the opportunity for being resourceful. I
Correct.
would urge people to go back to Ronak's some of the social media where he has done some of the amazing things with whatever is around in his house, and he has done fantastic stuff on that. So
I will
be
not recommend
resourceful.
to that to people because they will get themselves injured.
Fine, but the thing
So
is, it is all about being resourceful. Might be, I'm not
correct,
asking you
correct,
to,
correct,
do the extremities, but you can
correct.
find no excuse policy within yourself. No one can stop unless and until you decide that I'm unstoppable. So with that,
If
let us
you
put a
just
kind of,
notice this,
yeah,
I have written here, become
be
unstoppable. That's
unstoppable.
what you need.
Wow, that's nice. I think that's good. Be motivation for today. So be that unstoppable. Be that never giving up kind of an attitude. So with that,
Always be hungry. Always keep pushing forward. You are limitless. And
yeah.
I can help you reach at that level. It's just what my message to the world.
So,
Don't doubt
well,
your abilities.
connecting Ronak, it is getting a very fantastic, to an ending of this amazing lively, discussion. Is
Yeah,
Steve Jobs said, "Stay hungry and stay foolish,"
stay foolish.
and probably the next version of Ronak could be have good food in a marginal way. Don't go be
Yeah.
properly hungry, but be somebody.
Eat,
Have
eat
a
mindfully.
smart integration. Yeah, that's right. Have a smart integration. Teach yourself, correct yourself. This is the only time if you are locked in and locked down, but be that version which can be. This is the time when you can unlock your true potentials. With that, thank you
Correct.
so much being here. I'm 100% sure a
Thank
lot
you so
of
much.
places you have got a lot of questions. Feel free to comment here, touch upon us, connect us. I'm sure Ronak and us both can help you. Open up and
Definitely.
say you need help and guidance and probably support. There is no harm, there is no ego or attitude about that. We are here to help you whatever little we know, or else I'll connect you to
Yeah,
Ronak might connect to somebody else. But trust me one thing, this is an amazing ecosystem that has been built with this internet connectivity. Use it wisely, use it for your own good, use it for others good. If you have liked it so much, if you are here till this much, I know you have liked it. Just take a little bit of effort, do this exercise, press that button and share it to the world, because this is more
yeah,
important than probably the Netflixes and Hotstars. So with that,
exactly.
Tata bye bye, stay safe, stay inside. And Ronak, thank you once again, and
Thank you,
it
Amit, for
is
having me. It's a
great
pleasure.
great to have you today.
Stay strong, guys. Keep lifting. Keep, having a good mental and physical strength, and you will be unstoppable.
Thank you.